Fandoms. I know this is such an unoriginal topic, and I'm not the only person talking about this, and I'm definitely not the first person to make a video on this ever. Yet, I want to make a video because me personally, I find it fun to just rant about this kind of stuff. I'm not trying to make some kind of genuine movement or change in any other people. It's just something I like to talk about and get it out of my system, and I want to see what you guys have to say about this. Fandoms suck ass. I kind of want to make a rant video because with the recent Spider-Man 2 game and the Marvels coming out, and there have just been so many stupid arguments and shit going on that it's not supposed to be surprising, yet it is. And this doesn't just go for Marvel, it goes out to every single fandom there is, whether it be DC, anime, TV shows, books, games, or any other kinds of movies. There are always people in fandoms that do nothing but literally just put a bad rep on being a fan of anything and go as far as trying to waste their own time by ruining other people's lives and just hating for no reason at all. So recently with the new Spider-Man 2 game, we got a sort of a face remodel for MJ, and while I'm not the biggest fan of it, it's okay for me. I don't hate it, I don't love it, it's just okay. It's not something that I'll genuinely care about, it's not a big deal. It's not any kind of deal in general. And there are people out there who don't love the new face, and there are some who just love it, and that's fine. There's literally nothing wrong with that. But when you're a degenerate loser who has no life, done nothing productive in their lives, and has nothing going for them except fictional characters that won't ever please them, that is when things get out of hand. For me, this message was a few hours ago, but by the time this video comes out, it'll be days. But Stephanie Taylor-Jones, who is the face model of the MJ for the Insomnia games, showed this message. Dear Spider-Man fans, I appreciate the love for my role in the Spider-Man games and the positive response to my version of MJ has gone over the years. However, I am no longer an actively auditioning actor or model. The shoots I do now are purely a creative outlet for myself and a way to collaborate with friends I love. Over the weekend, some followers crossed boundaries. One even went to the extent of calling my workplace and leaving multiple voicemails wanting to speak with me and requesting I call back, which is unacceptable and considered stalking. My skincare page is not for Spider-Man or MJ fans. Bottom line is that I came into work this morning and immediately felt unsafe and uncomfortable hearing those voicemails. Please respect that I am a human being trying to make a living just like you, and I kindly ask for boundaries to not be crossed. Messages will not be answered. I will block you if you make me feel uncomfortable, and you can unfollow me if this disappoints you. Thank you. And to be honest, I just sat there like kind of speechless, but at the same time, is it really that surprising? I mean, literally, last year people harassed a mother who lost her daughter that took her life because she criticized an anime. And there have been worse, I don't doubt that. But I can't help that it genuinely pisses me off. Like, who in their right mind would waste their time calling to speak to an actress to harass them because you didn't like a face model that they did? You are just beyond creep at that point. I don't get it. I don't get the whole premise of this. I don't understand having the want to harass people for their looks in a game. I just don't get it. And I've seen people in comments before saying, blame Insomniac for making MJ ugly. First off, Insomniac doesn't hold responsibility for this, so blame them all you want. Second, even if the character was ugly, it still wouldn't have been justifiable to do this shit, and this solidifies my first point even more. Third, she ain't that ugly, alright? She ain't your type, that's fine, but like, just chill out, she's not that bad. Fourth, it's a video game character, it doesn't matter, get a life. These are goddamn fictional characters, they don't exist. Yeah, these characters have impacted us real humans in many ways, and in a lot of ways changed our lives, but if you let that take you out of reality, and you start harassing people, spending your time hating on something that doesn't even matter because it doesn't affect you, then you've got problems and you should stay off the internet and go touch some grass or go to a mental hospital. And it isn't just fans. No. These aren't just toxic fans. Haters too, and haters are just as big of losers as these toxic quote-unquote fans. I don't even want to call them fans because they're not actual fans. It's just over a face model? Seriously? A face? A face that doesn't contribute anything to gameplay or the story. People just hate that she's not hot to them. These are just people who never talk to any kind of person in real life and haven't received any kind of affection from their parents or any other human beings. And now apparently we're not even getting this MJ back, and at this point, which is actually kind of a win for these animals, so good for them, I guess. I kind of just want Insomniac to make a more terrible looking version of this character, which again isn't that bad, and I just want them to piss these guys off even more because they don't even deserve anything in their lives, let alone a good looking girl. And again, it isn't just Spider-Man, it's in everything else, especially ones like My Hero Academia, Dragon Ball, Spider-Verse, Mario, anything you name. They will have toxic losers who'll keep on hating and trying to ruin the experiences for everyone and ruin other people's lives and just put a bad reputation on being a fan in general. It's just, I can't imagine wasting part of my life doing that useless shit. Like, imagine calling an actress's job over and over for who knows how long, and at the end of the day, you get no response, and you don't even get to talk to her. And imagine wasting that time for literally nothing. Literally, you could have talked with friends, hung out with family members, go out and go to the cinemas, or just to watch a movie at home by yourself or someone, and just having a good time. You could have studied, doing a hobby, read a book, literally all of that, but you chose to do this shit. Like, can you imagine how sad that is? Now look, she said that she is no longer actively auditioning as the actor or model, and who knows if, she'll stick to it. Maybe she could consider coming back, and I'd love it if she could, but if not, then she has every right not to do so. If anything, it's better because she won't have to deal with these people, and she can feel a bit more safe, which is good. In terms of the MJ character situation, I mean, I really don't know. No information has been said, so yeah. I don't know. It's crazy because, these Spider-Man fans just find ways to keep hitting new lows. And the crazy part is, it ain't that surprising because it's like this in every other fandom, as I've said before. Every fandom will have portions of weirdos and losers like the ones I have just talked about. Some are even worse. And the saddest part about this is someone quit face modeling, most likely due to the responses and harassment that she had got. And the next sad thing is how embarrassing it is for the fans who don't even act like those people. And it's these kinds of people that really put a bad rep on being a fan of something in general. I'm a fan of a lot of things. I'm a fan of Marvel, DC, anime, books, games, manga, and within those things, I'm a fan of Batman, Spider-Man, Attack on Titan, Call of the Night, Maze Runner, you name it. And I have been lumped in with these fans because of how open I am about these things that I like. Especially when it comes to Batman and Spider-Man and anime. You can't have a civil conversation without starting some kind of war or conflict or anything. It's ridiculous. Sad mostly, because these people either just want to hate on something so much, or these, like, quote-unquote fans will love something so much, and both sides will do so much to a point where people will spam KYS or call you homophobic or racist or other things like that. It's just like, no matter what you do, you will always be lumped, and it's frustrating, and I know not everyone is like this. I don't like fandoms in general, but I know there's a certain amount of people who are in fandoms or are just fans of something because they simply want to enjoy it and want to have a good time with it and learn some things. At least, that's the way I am. There's no winning side. Both are equally terrible. The worst part is that both sides can intertwine with each other so easily in the most horrible ways possible. If you're a fan of something, you'll get lumped into losers by losers who will constantly hate on something, and if you're not a fan of something or not a fan of particular things and try to give your own opinions or criticism that'll go against theirs, you'll get hated and harassed and be called names, and you'll get told to KOIS and all of that BS. Like, both fans and haters can be equally terrible in the worst ways possible. People make up shit about other people, try to discredit them, and ruin their lives, all over for an opinion or just the simple fact that they're a fan of something. It's ridiculous. I don't know what it is about these Spider-Man games and the MCU movies that elevate this unhealthy level of obsession and anger to a point where we have lunatics like this in the community. And it's just sad to watch and see that these are things that we could have become. The Spider-Man fans are the most hilarious and incredible ones because they say they're fans of this character, but they don't even try to emulate someone of the character that they say they love. Spider-Man / Peter Parker is assembled to teach how to think things through. Responsibility, sacrifice, heroism, trying to do what's right, never giving up, being respectable and noble, being humble, and overall trying to be a good person in general. And yet, there are people who call themselves fans of this character, but they don't even try to emulate at least one of the traits that make the character. It's insane. To me, obviously, And to most likely everyone else who loves Spider-Man, responsibility is the best lesson to ever be taught in a Spider-Man story. But to me, it isn't about holding yourself accountable for actions, but holding yourself responsible for your own morals for those actions. In my morals, I have the obligation to accept others' opinions, to keep a level head, and be willing to accept that not everyone will agree or disagree with me. Be willing to accept that my opinions and what I think isn't always correct, and there will always be disagreements. Showing respect and empathy and view people as actual human beings, and not losing focus on what's right and not losing focus on what actually matters, not only to me, but to other people as well. Those are my moral obligations, and it's my responsibility to uphold those moral obligations. And yes, I have taken that from the Amazing Spider-Man film, aka the best Spider-Man movie, by the way. And that's it. That's just kind of the rant I had for this video. Overall, just don't be a loser. If you are one of these people, then go to a mental hospital or something, or just get some help, or just disappear forever. I don't care. If you watch this video all the way to the end, then really, thank you all so much. It kind of took a lot out of me, but it was fun to make this video. I want to hear what you guys have to say on like this situation, and I want to hear your guys' thoughts on what I have said about the fandoms and everything else in this video. But, you know, anyways, that's gonna be it for this video, and again, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.